לרבי גרוס, נעמי וכל המשפחה, המון הצלחה בארץ, ורבי גרוס, אתה הרול מודל שלי. אתה עוזב, אני עוזבת, אין לי יותר מילים. שיהיה לכם בהצלחה, ובתקווה שניפגש בארץ הקודש.
What I admire about Rabbi Gross is how he is always so relaxed about everything and he doesn't get ruffled. He walks in here like nothing's going on, even though there's a lot going on, and he just thinks everything is fine and everybody's okay when he comes in.
Rabbi Gross, he's what I would call a kobo. He is an all-around person in every aspect. He's not one-dimensional. He's many dimensions, and it's a very, very good balance. It's a fantastic balance for kids to have a menal that has such a wide spectrum about him. So we will miss him very much.
Rabbi Gross, I've learned so much from you from the very first day that I've met you, literally, and I've been constantly following you and learning from you. You're a teacher of teachers, you're a leader of leaders, and one of the only people that I know who in the same conversation can make you laugh, can make a person cry, and can make a person feel tremendously inspired all at the same time. Thank you for everything. I'll never forget you.
Rabbi Duda is going to come up and sing one last song. But I want to tell you one last story, guys. This is very short. And, you know, a lot of times, probably over the last 300 or so ever shot at assemblies, I probably told some stories, and I have to admit, may shock some of you, that not all of them were true. But this one is. So I'm going to tell you a story about a man who lived in the palace of the king. Some say he was a prince. Some say he just kissed a lot of frogs. So they're not sure. But he loved living in the palace of the king. It was the most beautiful, amazing place to live. And every day he would go around checking out the rooms and just enjoying every inch of that palace. One day, though, the king calls him in. And he said to my dear son, "Do you like living in the palace?" "I love living in the palace." He said, "Then you're probably not going to like what I have to tell you." He said, "You see, in one of my faraway lands, there's some beautiful children, and they need someone to help them, someone to teach them, and you have to go." And the man said, "But I don't want to leave the palace." But the king said, "You have to go." So the man left the palace, and he went to this faraway land. But he never stopped longing for the day that he could go back to his palace, back home. And every once in a while, he may see a picture, or maybe a postcard about the palace. And whenever he saw those pictures and those postcards, and he heard he gave them out to a lot of children, because he wanted them to see what this beautiful palace was. And maybe they could get to know the king even better. And he got the And when he'd see those postcards, he would write a letter home, or maybe even call and say to the king, please, can I come home? King said, no, not yet. You have to go here, you have to go there, you have to go elsewhere. And he sent him to crazy places. He sent him to a place called Vancouver. He sent him to a crazier place called Detroit. And I guess he liked him a little, so he sent him to Los Angeles. But that man kept on saying, when can I come home? And Baruch Hashem, finally, he got the letter that said that you can go home. You can go home. If you haven't figured it out, guys, the palace is Eretz Yisrael. And every time Rabbi Zubin would sing Eretz Yisrael, I'm giving it to you and to your children too, I realized as much as I love being here. And I thank Hashem for every second that I spent outside the palace. I want to go back to the palace. Hashem gave us the gift of Eretz Yisrael. Students, we should all be in the palace. So I'm happy that I am so fair to take my family back to Eretz Yisrael. And I hope that every single one of you, as soon as you possibly can, will come and visit us. And Bezrat Hashem, even live like next door. Eretz Yisrael is ours.
La